Welcome everyone to a unexpected video. This is experiment B18, otherwise known as Old Rifto Hills. As always, I'm your host Prodigies. Let's just get straight to it. So what exactly is experiment B18? Well, it's an attempt by the FBI, or actually no, FBI and the government to use time travel. What they're doing is they're going back in time to get something that's underneath the prison. If you guys remember from Season 5 of Rifto Hills, something popped up out of a vault that was uncovered by the abandoned prison, or what was left of it. And that's what they are after, is what's underneath the prison. They went back in time to get it because back in Season 5 when it was uncovered, it got destroyed as soon as it was uncovered. Because it wasn't taken care of properly. And like, as soon as it popped out, it exploded. Anyway, let's just get straight to it. Some of you guys may not know what old Rifto Hills looks like. This is about like a... I guess you could say this is like a remastered version of what it would look like. Because way back in the day, you may remember, there was no foliage on the map at all, and it looked so plain and basic. It was ugly, really ugly. And this hill wasn't here either. So, I basically could say this is like, this is back in time, but it's the same time period, but it's just a little different. Anyway, let's just get straight to it. So over here we have a whole outpost over here. The FBI team set up a secret, like, outpost that's secluded from everything else. As you can see, one of them has a gun pointed to the prison. Basically, this gun tracks like certain objects and devices, and right now it's tracking what's underneath the prison, and they're getting a bunch of readings off of what they're tracking on these devices that they brought. They also have speakerphone to decode messages the device underneath the prison is sending. Anyway, moving on. I can go through the OG Rifto Hills if you want me to. Here's Junk Junction in its former glory, before I change the name for it to be more original. Yeah, Junk Junction's looking a bit empty. Again, I copied this island when memory was a big issue, so a lot of the stuff isn't here. This wasn't here in OG Rifto Hills. It was the parking lot. I put this here because it fits, like, it just fits some more. It takes up more space. If you may remember, this is the aftermath of the tower collapsing onto Alado Auto, the car dealership, basically. So the timeline in this map is a little mixed up, but nonetheless, it's still OG Rifto Hills, basically. And they took no time in building this building back up, and this is the original building that was here. Like, this was the first tower that was here. It ain't much, but you know, it's a tower. I still don't know exactly the whole reason why I put that there in the first place, like way back, but you know, I guess it just came across my mind like that. And there used to be a bank here, as a matter of fact. And yes, it was fixed like this. I did fix it up, because the prefab is broken, obviously, so I fixed it up. And it was like that before. And this was before this stuff was put in the monuments. That was like around this area. And the clock tower used to be here, and then it moved over there, and then it moved over there, and it was all over the place. It just could not keep a permanent location for the clock tower because it would keep getting destroyed. Anyway, over here is No Sweat. And a lot of you may wonder what this building is. It is the No Sweat skyscraper, as I like to call it. And obviously because it is a skyscraper. And I just like this building idea came to me a while ago. I'd say like Chapter 2 Season 2 was when I made it. And then destroyed it for some reason, for storyline purposes. There is a video of that. It's called No Sweat Building Demolition, I believe. You can go check it out if you want to. But yeah, that's where the whole FBI outpost is sitting on right now. Down here by the motel, it's being taken over by police. Because this is where, I'm sure many of you remember, the 0 point is directly underneath, so these guys are keeping an eye on it right now because readings, like energy readings, have been skyrocketing, like in OG Rifto Hills. So they have set up like an outpost area to keep watch of it. So to make sure if anything happens, anyone can be evacuated like instantly. Anyway, the duo, the modern houses, are back. Also, another thing I had way back was someone drove their car, like, clean through the back of their garage and destroyed it. Yes, I did have this in an older version of Rifto Hills. As well as the Knobs building is back in its former glory. Truck dropping off some food and stuff, produce, to be sold at Knobs. And a very, very, very old screenshot I accidentally took of Rifto Hills. Like, this was the first screenshot I took of Rifto Hills, and it had the Dusty Depot gray warehouse in it. And this is where it was. I'm not saying this is the exact location of it, because, you know, it's kind of hard to map out exactly where it was. This is like the estimated area of where it was. Yeah, it's nothing special, it's just a prefab. I used a lot of prefabs in pre-Rifto Hills days. And now I use mostly custom stuff. It's amazing how much change can happen over the course of 3 years. It may not seem like a lot of time, but it really is. Anyway, over here is the prison. And before it was the prison before it was completely abandoned and destroyed, and just this part was left. So you get to see it in its glory days, when the walls were still up and weren't destroyed yet. I honestly wonder what the prison would have looked like fixed. I mean, you could probably fix it yourself and make it look like what it would have looked like, but I want to see what Epic Games would have done to make it look fixed. Anyway, nothing special about this, it's just a prefab, again. Like I said, I used lots of prefabs. The gnome's hut is back, but the gold isn't here. You want to know why? Because the gnomes are on the heist right now to get the gold. That's what's happening. This is how they got their gold and all the riches and stuff. And obviously this truck was heading towards the bank, but of course, yeah, that plan didn't go to plan, and the gnomes, like, stole it all. Anyway, over here is Cold Corporation, many of you may remember. Heavy storyline stuff. The rocket was built, crashed into the makeshift 0 point to destroy it. Again, this is a mixed timeline of OG Rifto Hills, so not everything will be the same from its glory days. Mainly just to add more to it, because it's very basic, to be honest. Nothing too special about OG Rifto Hills other than the fact that there's buildings in it that are now not there anymore. Yeah, this is when Rifto Township wasn't even here yet. And yeah, that's about it for the... What can we call this? Oh yeah, this is the Experiment B18 version of Rifto Hills. And that's concluding this map change for it. And yeah, I shall see you guys in the next one. Peace out.